this leads me into something that is quite a contentious issue with me and a lot of artists that are out there, streaming. All of us have some interesting experiences with this, and it's quite a thorn in the side of artists. And I guess it boggles me because streaming isn't working for the service providers, and it's not working for the artists. It is working for the customers or the listeners, consumers of music, and it is working for the record labels. Jamie, talk to us about the numbers, like this 0.007 cents per stream. But let's talk about those kinds of numbers. And I mean, so many artists come to me and say, Lee, I don't understand why I'm not getting paid so much on streaming. I'm like, well, if it doesn't work for you, why are you using it? If you don't agree with it, why are you using it? Just say no. So tell me why we should or we shouldn't use those services. Not specifically talking about Spotify, but how do we approach making those decisions based on the numbers that are presented to us?
Well, obviously, as an artist, it's where do you want to make your content available. If you think it's going to help your career to use a streaming service, you should use it, because ideally you're trying to break through, you're trying to find your audience, right?
Yep.
You found your audience, and you find that these certain stores are valuable, and these you think will hurt the others, or you think, how much of it is you want to make money, or how much is it that you want a expanded footprint, right?
Okay.
As far as the rate's concerned of what they're paying on it, that's slowly increasing because the subscriptions are increasing. And it's based on formulas, ones that, I have trouble understanding.
Same as like the Facebook algorithm, right?
It's government regulated. There's 3 different formulas based on the subscriptions and the advertising revenue, and they have to pick the top of the 3, for lack of better words. But as these subscriptions go up, the rate goes up. And again, it alludes to what I was saying earlier. It used to be a penny business. Your publishing piece, it was a pennies per single sold, or pennies per album sold per song, right? Now it's a micro penny business with streaming. And a lot of things are still, if they're interactive, and even if there's video, technically it's a sync fee on YouTube, but it's streamed. And that's another one where there's pennies and micro pennies, right? It takes thousands of views to see a few dollars. But are you getting the exposure you need from it, and is it benefiting your long-term big picture career? There's a lot of things financially that independent artists are doing where they won't hire a publishing administrator, like I said earlier, because they want to negotiate their own sync fee. It's probably not in their best interest, because tied to that sync fee, that same television show could be aired in a different territory. Somebody needs to submit cue sheets in that territory to make sure you get paid on those performances. So the money you're making back, plus more commission you're paying, and to have someone handle it for you. That's just one example. What if my band personally, I've done a few radio interviews because people found us on Spotify. The interviews would have never happened, so it caused exposure. There are a few artists here and there that make insane amounts of money independently that weren't successful before. And there's a lot of success stories I've seen through Tunecore and through other places in the business. And that's great, and that can happen, and it should happen, and it will continue to happen. But if you're trying to get yourself out there, it's an exciting time. You can have your music available in so many places where, again, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, I was selling CDs out of the trunk of the car. Anything to anybody was to mail it to them or sell them at shows, or maybe get lucky and get a consignment in 1 or 2 record stores, right? Now you're hitting everything. So it's really, who's your audience, where's your audience, how do you want them to find you, what things do you want this to lead to? Sometimes it's a dead end, but it depends on the band, it depends on the artist. There's artists I've seen that are insanely making a lot of money streaming.
Really?
And hardly any downloads. There's ones I see with tons of downloads and hardly any streams. There's ones I see with tons of film and TV sync uses, but no streams or downloads. There's ones I see who have 10 times the physical product getting sold as they do streams, because the people that like them want the physical product. Everybody's different. Every person's different. Every customer's different. Every fan's different, and you have to find your audience. You know, the people that do what I do are not going to listen to what you do, and the people that listen to what you do are probably not going to like what I do. So you have to find them, and really the decision is which one of these stores or ways of getting my music to the public is most beneficial for the kind of music I do and where my audience is.